A new report just came out that Iran, now that the Olympics are over, is no longer hesitating on attacking Israel. Many analysts say that the attack will happen on the saddest day of the year for Israel, which is the 9th of Av, which happens to start tonight. A deadly shooting attack in the Jordan Valley left a 23-year-old Israeli dead, and the terrorist, unfortunately, is still at large. A manhunt is currently underway. Crazy things are happening in Israel. I'm Josiah, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Subscribe to the Israel Guys and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Also, check out our brand new Shorts channel. Link is down in the description below. YouTube Shorts being posted there. All right, so tonight begins Tisha B'Av, or in English, the 9th of Av, also known as the Fast of Av. Now, here in Israel, the ninth day of the Hebrew month of Av is a fast day in Israel and a day of mourning throughout the nation. For the Jewish people, the 9th of Av is a very tragic day in history, and it's known as the saddest day on the Jewish calendar. Now, why is that? Many tragedies have befallen the Jewish people on the 9th of Av throughout history, including the destruction of both the first and the second temple in Jerusalem. Several other tragedies that happened either on the 9th of Av or the days surrounding the 9th of Av include, going back into history, biblical times, the 10 spies in the time of Moses brought back, traditionally they brought back the bad report on the 9th of Av. The Jews were expelled from England on the 18th of July, 1290, on the 9th of Av. Jews were expelled from France in July of 1306 on the 10th of Av. Jews were expelled from Spain on 1492 on the 7th of Av. Also, Germany entered World War I on the 9th of Av, which caused a massive upheaval in European Jewry. And also on the 9th of Av, the SS commander Heinrich Himmler formally received approval from the Nazi Party for the final solution. Himmler's final solution was approved on the 9th of Av. Coincidence? I don't think so. Also happened on the 9th of Av, 1942, the mass deportation of Jews from the Warsaw Ghetto to the Treblinka camp. Now, this is just a few of the things that happened throughout history, just some I grabbed from online, from tragic events that happened to the Jewish people on the 9th of Av. But today in Israel, the 9th of Av is a fast day for most of Israelis. Fast on the 9th of Av. It's a day of mourning, remembering and mourning for the tragic things that befell the Jewish people and took place. Now, many reports have come out since Iran has been threatening to attack Israel for the last week and a half now. Many reports have come out that Iran is waiting to attack on the 9th of Av. Why would that be? Maybe because so many tragic things have happened to the Jewish people on the 9th of Av. In history, Iran's like, oh, this sounds like a great, the odds are in our favor to attack Israel on the 9th of Av. And it may be true, maybe not true, but they may be waiting to attack on the 9th of Av or even the day after, the days surrounding. And tonight starts the 9th of Av here in Israel. And as I'm recording this on Monday morning, August 12th, who knows? By the time you're listening to this, watching this online, Iran could already be attacking Israel. But we will soon find out. Now, the threat of the Iranian attack, and I know we talked about this last week, that Iran could attack any day. The truth is, the reality on the ground is much the same, except for over the last week, the threat of the Iranian attack seemed to subside just a little bit here and there. And I think mainly due to the pressure from global forces like the United States beefing up their military presence here in the area. And for a moment, it seemed like maybe the Iranians were hearing the message that United States and international community was trying to send to Iran, saying, don't attack Israel, or I don't know if it's actually been don't attack Israel. It's been more like lessen the attack that you're going to strike Israel with. And for a while, it seemed like maybe Iran was holding back. Maybe they were hesitating on whether to attack Israel. But not for long. We'll be right back to the show, but first, the fall feasts are almost here, and it's believed that this year, more believers around the world will be celebrating the fall feast than ever before in history. If you're a Christian wanting to learn about the biblical festivals and how they are significant in our faith, or if you're looking for a meaningful way to connect with Israel right now, we suggest that you get a copy of I Am Israel, the believer's guide to the rebirth of the Promised Land, showcasing over 550 stunning photographs, illustrated maps, and powerful stories. This gorgeous hardcover will take you on a visual journey through the land of the Bible. You'll explore the epic regions of Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the coastlands and the Galilee. Meet the Jewish pioneers who are returning to their ancient homeland, just as the Bible foretold. Discover stories of Christian heroes who played a pivotal role in the reestablishment of the nation of Israel, and learn about the feast of the Lord from the Passover to the Feast of Tabernacles, and see how they are celebrated here in Israel. This high-quality coffee table book is the perfect way to introduce anyone to the miracle of Israel. Visit the book section at iamisraelfilm.com or simply click the link down in the description below to get your copy of the I Am Israel photo book today. So, new reports from Israel's intelligence community have just been published saying that Iran has decided to attack Israel in retaliation for the assassination of Hamas political bureau chief Ismail Haniyeh, and may do so in the coming days, even before the summit negotiations regarding the hostage deal, which are supposed to take place on Thursday, August 15th. So the assessment has been in recent days that Iran might be hesitating. The assessment coming from Israel's intelligence security establishment, they have been saying maybe Iran's hesitating because of all the international pressure that have been put on the terror regime not to attack. But apparently now the security and intelligence establishment here in Israel just put out this report, I think last night or early this morning, saying that they believe that Iran has decided, it is no longer hesitating, has decided to attack Israel. Apparently, there's also some reports that there's a lot of disagreement in the Iranian government. The military is pressing for an attack, and some the ministers may not be pressing for such a harsh attack. There's a lot of we don't exactly know, but what we do know is that Iran is still a very huge threat, and that they are threatening and have been threatening to attack Israel. Now, Channel 13 reported just last night, and this is translated from Hebrew, they reported that, quote, Iran is no longer hesitating, and there's an assessment that senior officials in the Ayatollah regime have also decided to exact a painful price from Israel, similar to Hezbollah. In addition, it is possible that the Olympic Games influenced the assessment of the situation because the host of the tournament, France, put pressure on Hezbollah and Iran that they would not carry out an attack during the largest sporting event in the world. So that was a report from Channel 13, translated from Hebrew. But that was another interesting twist that France may have actually pressured Iran and Hezbollah as well not to attack until the Olympic Games were over. And now that they are over, that increases the chances of an Iranian attack on Israel. Guys, despite all these threats and despite what the uncertainties of what's actually going to happen here on the ground, the pulse of the people, the pulse of everyone here is that the nation of Israel is strong. And despite all these threats from all sides, Israel is continuing to do what they need to do to keep the nation and the people of Israel safe. They're continuing to fight and eliminate the evil threat of Hamas in Gaza, and also doing their best to keep Israel's north safe from attacks from Hezbollah. They've also been working very hard inside of Judea and Samaria and Israel to put down the terror attack attempts, and unfortunately, not all of those attempts were able to be stopped by the security forces here in Israel. Just yesterday afternoon, one Israeli was killed in a deadly shooting attack in the Jordan Valley. Another Israeli was moderately wounded, when a terrorist opened fire on their vehicles in the northern part of the Jordan Valley. Apparently, the terrorist opened fire from a passing vehicle on these two vehicles and fled the scene. The IDF opened a manhunt for the terrorists and have yet to announce the capture of these evil people that are trying to just murder and kill and spread fear amongst the people of Israel. The Israeli who was killed was identified as Yehonatan Deutsch, age 23 from Bet Shan, so we can pray for his family. He was actually an IDF soldier who was fighting in Gaza, just released a couple weeks ago. He's from the Maglan unit. He was just released from duty from Gaza a couple weeks ago, and he's actually on his way to his fiance's house in the Jewish community of Ofra when he was gunned down and killed by these Palestinian terrorists. Him and his fiance had plans to get married in just a couple of weeks. So guys, please pray for the family of Yonatan as they mourn his death. And continue to pray for the safety of the people of Israel from these internal threats, not just external threats, but also internal threats that are facing them on a daily basis as they go out on the roads and just travel to their daily business. There's always that potential threat that there could be a Palestinian terrorist waiting on the side of the road with a rifle, with a stone, with fire bombs, waiting to try and kill and murder Jews. And also the Palestinian government will pay him for doing so and attacking Israel. By the way, just so you know the scope of the battle that Israel is facing when it comes to Palestinian terror inside of Judea and Samaria, there was just reported a terror attack report from the first 6 months of 2024. There were recorded 3,272 terror attacks from the first 6 months of 2024 in Judea and Samaria and the Jordan Valley, including 1,868 cases of rock throwings, 456 fire bombings, 299 IED charges, and 109 shootings. That's all happening inside of Judea and Samaria in the Jordan Valley, which has now around 800,000 residents in these areas. So guys, please continue to pray for the nation of Israel. Pray that they would stay strong and they would continue to look to the God of Israel for their strength and for their support. Join the nation of Israel as they're praying for deliverance from the enemies of God who are threatening to annihilate the people of Israel and the land of Israel. Continue let's just join the nation of Israel arm in arm and say, we support you, we stand with you, and we are praying that God will bring a miraculous deliverance in these crazy, crazy days. And as Israel enters this fast day, the 9th of Av, day of fasting and mourning, in Zechariah, the prophet Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 19 says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, the fast of the 4th month, the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, and the fast of the 10th, shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful feast. Therefore love the truth and peace." Now, the 9th of Av is the fast of the 5th month, and according to the prophet Zechariah, one day these fast days will be turned to a day of feasting and gladness and a day of joy. Guys, let's pray that this 9th of Av would be turned from a day of fasting and mourning to a day of feasting and rejoicing, a day of joy and thanking God for his deliverance and his protection of the nation of Israel. Guys, thanks for watching today. Don't forget to check out the I Am Israel photo book. Link is down in the description below. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect to the truth of what is happening in Israel.